Hey everybody, I figured that since I finally got my tutorial for number 48 for friendshipbracelets.net out of the way that I would start doing some clay stuff. And today I'm actually going to be showing you how to kind of spice up just regular cookie cutter things. If you have any, these are just like the little cookie cutters you can get from Michael's and Joann's and things like that. And I know that just doing the cookie cutter thing can be kind of boring, so I came up with a few ways to spice them up, make them look a little bit more dimensional and stuff. So the first one I'll be showing you is how to do a coffee cup. And alright, let's get started. First you want to condition your clay as always, so just roll it out till it's a little bit squishy. And then take your rolling pin. You can do it on a pasta machine, but you might want the clay to be a little bit thicker than that, so that way an eye pin will fit in really nicely if you want to make it into a charm or earrings, anything like that. So I'd say like this thickness is pretty good right here. So a bit thicker than the highest setting on a pasta machine. So that's why I always use a rolling pin. So I'll sit that right here. If my clay is a little dirty, I apologize. This is just some scrap clay I'm using. And then take a little coffee cup cookie cutter like this. This came in like a pack with a bunch of different food items. It was like coffee cup, strawberry, candy, ice cream, all that stuff. So, alright, just make sure it's all the way down. Pull it back up. If it gets stuck in here like this, I actually just blow on it to get the clay out, and I know it's probably not good to have it near your mouth, but that's just how I do it. And then it should just pop right out without distorting the clay, like this. So there's a little coffee cup shape. If you need to, you can always reshape. Sometimes they get this little edge to them, if you can see that, like that little edge from the cookie cutter. You can just kind of take your finger and smooth it out so that way it's not so noticeable. Okay, and once you're done smoothing and reshaping, go ahead and put it on your mat. And what you're gonna need, or like you can use a toothpick, but I actually like using these tools. I just got them recently. It's just like a dotting tool. I think it was listed as an embossing tool, but I've never done that before. But I just take one that's like a middle grade one, like a middle size. And what you're going to do, let me try to, there we go. What you're going to do, I'm using my left hand, so if it turns out messy, I'm sorry. You're going to take it and just kind of lightly press down and get the hole to where you would like it. Try to make it even all the way around, like a cup handle would be even. And try to make it so it's even with this edge of the cup like a real coffee cup would be. And once you get that little hole going, you can start pressing down further. Just take your time with it. There's no need to rush about it. Oops. Sometimes it will stick, so you might want to hold your clay. Just pull it back out nice and gently. And just keep doing that until you're fairly confident you've hit the bottom. You can wiggle it back and forth once you get through to the bottom part, just to make sure that you're pushing the clay around. And then what you'll do is you'll flip it over, and you see how you can see through the other side now? Just take your tool and gently push at the clay on the sides. Don't push too hard or you'll lose this cup handle shape. So just gently push out. And sometimes you'll get this little lip thing, so you just want to gently smooth it back down with your fingers. You probably won't be seeing the back of this too much, especially if you're using it as earrings, but it's always good to have it look good 360 in dimensions. So once you're done smoothing this out and getting the handle, see, it looks all nice now. It's not just a solid shape, it looks a lot more like a coffee cup now. Oh look, there's a sparkle in there. Okay, so here we go. Oops. I'm surprised that came out so well for doing it with my left hand. Alright. And also, if you want to make it look even better, you should take a tool like this again. Maybe one that's a little bit smaller. I'm going to use the other side of this one now. Whoops. Come on. Focus, 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 focus. There we go. It's a little bit smaller than the other one. And what you're going to want to do, oops, is, I'll have to use my left hand again. What you're going to want to do is go from a little bit in from the side and press down like right here and kind of do a curve shape, kind of like you would be doing a smile, and just kind of stipple it across. You don't have to, don't drag it, because then you'll get like a very harsh edge of clay. So just stipple it for right now across, just a little bit like this. And then you can gently, gently smooth it with your tool. So do that. There's that. Almost there. Okay. Oops. Flipping all over the place. Come on. Kind of like that. It's going to look a little messy at first, but just keep working at it. I think it's well worth the payoff in the end, because it looks a lot better than just regular, regular old clay. And then you can take a little bit of a bigger one now, like the other end of this one I was using. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take that edge and just pull it out with the clay and kind of shape it the other way now, so you get like this oval-y shape in the middle of your coffee cup up top. Just like this. Doesn't matter if it's a little bit rough on the bottom, but try to get it as smooth as you can. See? Here we go. And now it looks like there's actually a hole on the top of your coffee cup, like there would be coffee in there. You can smooth out the edges. And I'll show you what it looks like after I've put some... I went back after baking and I put some acrylic paint in there, and then I glazed it, so now you have like this nice shiny wet looking coffee on the inside. And I just think it looks a lot better than just a regular old cookie cutout. I did one before and I just put some black paint where the hole is right there, and it doesn't look nearly as good, so I'm actually really happy with how these are coming out. So yeah, that's it for the coffee cup one. It's really simple, and it's fairly easy to do, I think. And then, like I said, leave a good amount of thickness, so that way you can insert your eye pin without too much trouble. That's about how thick I do mine. It's not too thick. And besides, if you're using it as earrings, you don't want the earring to be super heavy, so this is a good alternative to making a big round coffee cup kind of a thing. So I will now move on and show you a different way to kind of spruce up your cookie cutters, and I will be right back. Okay, this is going to be a really quick, simple one that I'm sure other people have thought of before, but I figured I would just include it just because. And all you're going to want to do is condition your clay as usual. This is going to be a clover. I figured that in a few months it's going to be St. Patrick's Day, so this would be a little nice one. Just condition some green clay, or whatever color you want, but clovers are traditionally green, so just put that there. Again, it's dirty, it's just leftover clay from other things. And just go ahead and roll it like you would. And remember to leave it a little bit thick, so that way if you insert an eye pin, it goes in easily and doesn't poke out anywhere. And then all you're going to want to do is take your clover, your little clover cutter. This is just one of the ones from a set I got again. Just poke it in. This one I believe was from a holiday set. It came with Christmas trees and gingerbread men. I made a lot of little gingerbread men for the holidays, and people bought them up like crazy, so I was really happy about that, but the small gingerbread men thing is really hard to work with. Oh, don't make me blow out this clay. I don't want to. Just, if your clay ever tries to give you a hard time, I like to tap on it like this, and it seems to poke it through the clay a bit better, but of course this clay is just going to be mean to me. Okay, I'm going to have to blow on this one. Sorry about that noise. I'm actually happy because the stem came out first. And like I said, if you need to, there's no rush in doing any of this. So you just kind of reshape it. And this is super simple one. Actually, all you're going to want to do, if you do this one, is just bake this clay right here. And then what you're going to do, you can use any kind of glaze that you want to, but I found that triple thick works really good for this. And all you're going to do is take some triple thick or glaze or glitter glue or whatever you have that you want to, and you're going to glaze this with it. And make sure that it's not drying immediately if you're using glue or something like that, because you're going to want the glitter to stick. All I used for this was I put triple thick on this little clover. I did have an eye pin in the one I'll show you. And then I used Martha Stewart Limeade as the glitter. And this is what it came out like. Oh gosh. And it comes out nice and sparkly. I haven't done the sides yet. I'm debating whether to do them or not. But it comes out very nice and sparkly and shimmery. And I think it's, you know, like I said, it's more interesting than just having a cookie cutter cutout of something. So this is the second one. And I will be back and I will show you another one. Okay, here's the next one. I'm going to spare you the rolling out and all that of the other one, but what you're going to want to do is take a cookie cutter. It can be any one that you want that something else will fit on top of, but I just like the way the square looks, so I used the square one, and I cut out a bit of black clay. And then what you're going to want to do is roll out a significantly thinner one than the black, so that way it doesn't stick out too much. So I rolled this one out fairly thin, and what I'm going to do is use a star cutter. Of course I'm doing this off camera. I'm sure you can figure out what a star cutter looks like. Okay, so cut out my little star. I wish this clay wasn't so squishy. Okay. And then I cut out a little star, and this one is a very simple one too. It's just basically combining two different cookie cutters to give you a more dimensional appearance. So you just take your star, or whatever shape you happen to have that you want to put on top of something else, and you just stick it on top, and then try as nicely as you can, just push it against the other clay so it forms a nice bond. Don't squish it out too far, especially if you're doing something like this, because then it'll go over the edges and look kind of strange. If you want to do that, that's fine. I mean, you can do whatever you want. But just form a nice little bond like this, and then make sure that your bottom layer has well enough space to have an eye pin inserted into it. And basically that's all you have to do for this one. But if you want to add a little extra interest, I actually went back and put some glitter around the star. This one is a glow-in-the-dark star, and then an aquamarine clay, which is my favorite. It's my favorite color, and the glitter I used is another Martha Stewart one called Wintergreen, or Wintermint, I'm sorry. Yeah, one. And this is my favorite color that comes in the Martha Stewart ones. So that's just another one. I love how shiny this one came out. I love glitter and I love glow in the dark, so this is like perfect. It's like my favorite color, my favorite glittery sparkliness, and glow in the dark all in the same thing. So you could do any combination of those things you want. You could do coffee cup, a little strawberry thing, whatever you want. And it's just, like I said, it's just something to help you guys make a more interesting item out of just regular old cookie cutters instead of just, you know, painting on top of them, which is fine in itself, but I like things to have a little bit more dimension. So I was actually just messing around with the clay the other day and came up with these little things. I don't know why, I'm just like super proud of the coffee cup thing. Just because I was so upset that I couldn't figure out how to do this little see-through part. And I've seen other people do the 3D coffee cups, and I really like them too. I'm just not very good at them for some reason. I always get my clays mixed up, and it's just a mess. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this little tutorial, and I hope that you make some really interesting things with it. If you ever use any of the things that I've showed you, feel free to, you know, post like a video response or let me know and I'll check out what you've done on your channel or something like that. So I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.